against Ethiopia. Helen Obiri there, centre of picture, fresh from the success in the World Cross Country Championships. There is Winnie Chebet, who will be one of the pacemakers here, along with Mary Courier. But Obiri, well, created history, the first athlete to hold world titles outdoors, indoors and over the cross country. She's run 5 races this year, all cross country. She's won all of them, and she is the red hot favourite against Genzebe Dibaba. And listen to the roar from the crowd here. The Ethiopian support absolutely superb right from the beginning of the evening. They have been raucous away to our right. There is Kipkirui, Caroline Kipkirui, who won this race last year in Doha, so she's the defending champion, if you like. Quality all the way. Ivan Kiang, many steeplechasers here using this event, of course, to sharpen their skills for the season ahead. We've also got Beatrice Chepkoech there, the world record holder in the 3,000 metre steeplechase. Also a force to be reckoned with on the flat. Yasmin Chan, Kenyan born, but 5 times a European champion as well. There is quality right across the board here, but in the end, it's hard to see beyond Obiri, Dibaba, Chepkoech and Kipkirui. 19 athletes, 7.5 laps of the track. And the pace, well, 2:14 for 800 metres, 2 groups there. And just to mark your card, those of you who know your 3,000 metres will know that 8:30 equates to about 68 seconds per lap. They've been asked for around 67. Crowd just being asked for a bit of quiet there, but I'm afraid that has been a bit of a lost cause all evening. Ask them to quieten down. They're absolutely in full voice here. And of course, they'll be willing on the likes of Genzebe Dibaba. The women's 3,000 metres. Well, it'll be very interesting to see, Steve, how Helen Obiri has recovered from what was a really punishing cross-country course, wasn't it, in Aarhus in Denmark at the end of March. She's in brilliant form. We know all about her. What we don't know so much is how Genzebe Dibaba has been doing in training. She's not raced very much at all, and this is for her first race outdoors.
Yeah, an intriguing race. I think you've obviously mentioned Obiri and Dibaba, the 2 big names, but just think about Kipkirui. Doesn't really race on the track that much, and last year came here from half marathon, big performance, ran a superb race, and she's done the same. She's run quicker at the same half marathon in Prague. So if
Kite, one of the lesser-known names, is starting to go backwards. Rengaruk, who was on the floor less than 2 minutes ago, is still giving it a real dust-up. But the 2 big names are well clear into the final 200. Obiri going for the line. Dibaba hasn't been shaken off just yet. It's Obiri leading the way. Listen to the roar of the crowd. Ethiopia, they're all on their feet, grimacing into the final straight. Obiri, what has she got left? Has she broken Dibaba yet? I think she may have done. Fresh from the cross-country, Obiri will not be beaten. She will not be beaten on the cross-country, and she will not be beaten on the track here in Doha. Kenya wins. Ethiopia second through Dibaba, 8:25.61, the fastest time in the world this year. And it's
Tim, I'm talking about conditions here. I think it was a European teams competition. It got so bad they moved the pole vault indoors. It was that bad. Rain, I think, on that occasion. Anyway, no rain. It is cool. That won't affect these runners as much as it does the sprinters.
Yes, it is time for the 5,000 metres for the ladies. 12.5 laps of the track. They start over across the far side, diagonally from where we are near the finish line. And this field of 16 starters, well, there are a couple of pacemakers out there, and they're looking for laps of around 69 to 70 seconds from the 2 pacemakers. It is a strong field. We'll go through it for you. Obiri, Helen Obiri, the world champion at 5,000 metres from London. The world cross-country champion, of course, on the 30th of March in Aarhus. She looks freezing, doesn't she? Took gold in that tough circuit in Denmark a couple of months back. She also won in Doha, the opening Diamond League meeting of this season, in 8:25 over 3,000. She's fabulous. Hasn't been beaten on any surface this year. Rengaruk also in this lineup. And Rengaruk, well, 22-year-old, was 3rd in Doha in 8:29. Anything under 8:30 is fabulous 3,000 metre running. But her personal best a couple of years ago for 5,000, so she's due a PB, is Rengaruk. Kipkirui is there as well. Caroline Kipkirui, former world youth champion at 3,000. She was 5th in Doha in 8:29, again very close to her personal best. So these Kenyans are on fire. They're in wonderful form. They run superbly in the 3,000 in Doha. Eilish McColgan in there for Great Britain. Very sadly, yesterday, the property she shares with Mike Rimmer, who ran in a B800 earlier on, her partner, was broken into, and all her medals and jewellery and other stuff stolen. Really heartbreaking for Eilish McColgan. There she is in yellow. So away they go. Another interesting competitor here, Melissa Courtney of Great Britain, Olympic Commonwealth bronze medalist over 1500 early last year, but she won that road mile in London on Sunday, beating Laura Muir. And for Melissa Courtney, although she has raced 5,000s before, her best at 15:04. This is for her, Steve, a big step into the big time, I suppose. Melissa Courtney, you know, to do well against these Kenyans, she's going to have to run a big personal best, a long way under 15 minutes, I would suggest.
Yeah, it's interesting. You know, the 5,000 for a lot of athletes looks like an option, and you know, certainly Melissa Courtney looks like she's got the ability to run a good 5,000 metres in great form.
Former Wall, Worku's there in blue, and Stafford there coming through brilliantly, the Canadian. She's had a really aggressive run there. Debut Stafford, World University Games champion 3 years back. She's got the speed, and they might have misjudged this one and played it into her hands. Stafford, she's a 4:03 1500-metre runner. Outdoor debut this for Stafford. She's a 14:57 runner indoors. That was last winter behind Laura Muir. Stafford hasn't got it though. It's Tirop who's coming through. Good finishing this from Tirop. They're gradually easing past Stafford, but Tirop's going to take the win there. Worku in second place, dips at the line. 14:50. The winning time is a world-leading performance, and 61.8 there, the final lap, although Tirops would have been quicker than that because she wasn't at the front at the bell, and no wonder she's smiling. The World Championship bronze medalist at 10,000 metres back in 2017. I was in Bangalore, India, 12 days ago with her when she won a big 10K in the sweltering heat of the Garden City, and that is another win for Agnes Tirop. And it did look to me too, as Steve points out, Helena Beery limping there as she crosses the line. I think she's taken quite a knock. Hope she hasn't worsened that injury. She gets some assistance there past the finish line, Steve. But a brave run this from debut Stafford of Canada, who had to settle for, I think, third place there. No, fourth, in fact, as Tirop goes past her. So does Worku in blue. And Rengaruk there, who also fell during the race, almost out-tipping her for that third spot.
Yeah, just an honourable mention for Eilish McColgan, everything she's gone through over the last 24 hours, a really good performance from her. You know, there's world qualifying times here for, as you mentioned, the likes of debut Stafford, for McColgan, for Courtney. The win goes to Tirop, dominating last 200 metres, timed it really well. But the big question mark over Helen O'Beary, who's limping off the track now after that heavy fall. Hopefully she's okay. There's Genzebe Dibaba, already run 3:55 and 3:56 for 1,500 metres. And it's a real coming together here of the best middle distance talent, middle and even long distance talent. So Dibaba is in cracking form, really good form, and Helen O'Beary is somebody who will be thinking, right, it doesn't matter, this is my territory, 3,000 metres, the world champion and Olympic medalist, running really well this year. Had a fall in Stockholm. Sifan Hassan, well, she was, her form has really been improving, but she had a little bit of a shock defeat in Hengelo of 5,000 metres in front of the home Dutch crowd, based in the US now. And Kip Karui, Rengaruk, Tirop there. The Kip Kemboy, that's the athlete who beat Sifan Hassan. We saw Klosterhalfen there, Worku's got a number on upside down. Gide, first time we're seeing her on the track this year. So some great Ethiopian and Kenyan talent taking on some of the top Americans and Europeans here. Women's 3,000 metres. They've asked for a very quick pace in this as well. They've set out to run around about 8:20, so they'll need just to let things settle down and hope that the pacemaking doesn't go too crazy over the first couple of laps. And it'll be Shannon Osika and Mary Correa will be given those pacemaking duties. So Osika gone straight to the front and got herself clear of everybody. But I'm just watching to see where the likes of Hassan are, and you know, Hassan often likes to go at the back, and she's done that straight away, or is towards the back if you like, and others. Hey, Dibaba trying to rally, Klosterhalfen nothing to give at the moment, and Hassan starts to extend away. Sifan Hassan sprinting round the top bend. Now, this is going to be quick. If this last lap is anything around 66, 67, maybe even quicker. We said they were aiming for inside 8:20, and here comes Sifan Hassan. The crowd are on their feet in the home straight. Sifan Hassan looked behind. She's got this one. Will she get under 8:20? Watch the clock. 8:18, close to Halford second, then Gidai, then Dibaba, then Laura Waitman coming through for Great Britain. Great performance from her, then Helen Obiri. Well, stunning times here in this 3,000 metres. And Sifan Hassan, well, we looked at this field, Tim. We said it was set up to go quick. Not sure that was the script. We're not sure that Gidai was the one we thought would really take it to everybody else in her first track race of the year. Great performance from Britain's Laura Waitman. They're very good friends, Hassan and Waitman, and they'll both be delighted with that 8:18.
Unbelievable running in the 3,000 there, and great vaulting from Armando Duplantis as well. Cleared 5.93 at the second time of asking. That turned out to be the winning vault. Second time at 6:01 now, and that's a refusal from the young Swede. Well, a mix of Swede and American in that young man. But Hassan breaking the race open with 250 meters to run. She's very, very determined. And the way she eases past Gide there and eases away from Dibaba in third place and Klosterhalfen in fourth place. Little glance over her shoulder there to see who was coming with her. Was anybody in her slipstream? Well, she got the answer she wanted. No, nobody there. She drives on. She's an awkward looking runner, is Hassan. There's a lot of elbows going on, and she looks just aesthetically not particularly pleasing looking runner, but that matters not a jot. 8:18, many will regard, if you know the history of the sport and the controversy around those Chinese times of the 90s, some people will call that a world record from Hassan. 8:18.49. It's a world lead, a national record, a Diamond League record, and of course, a meeting record. And the time's behind us, Steve. And Steve Cram, I've got to put a word in for him. Laura Waitman in fifth place, 8:26.07. You coach her, Steve.
I do.
Well done.
Great run from her. Look at all those times. Look at the smile on Klosterhalfen, and I mean, apart from Hassan, obviously, all those athletes will be delighted. All the way down there, first 7 inside 8:30. Tirop with a personal best as well. What a race that was. Hassan.
Well, these athletes out on the track then, a big field, 23 of them for this women's 5,000 meters, and this has been billed as an attack on the world record of Tirunesh Dubaba, 14:11.15 in Oslo back in 2008. Nyanyondo is a late pacemaking addition. Gloria Kite is a pacemaker too. There is Sifan Hassan, set a world record 9 days ago for the mile in Monaco. Did the Dutch athlete, 26 years old, coached by Alberto Salazar in Portland, Oregon. She's in fabulous form. That world record, 4:12.33 for the mile. Strong field though, Gropdal, Tirop, Melissa Courtney. Laura Waitman, she's in fabulous form. Third in the European Championships, 1,500 meters on 2 occasions, and a 4:17 mile in Monaco indicates she's in great form. Eva Chirona, Inish McColgan in fine form, the European Championship silver medalist. And Helen Obiri, well, she could be a real threat. She has run 14:18. Indeed, Obiri on the all-time list is in 5th place. Has run faster than Hassan. Kip Kirui is in there as well. Caroline Kip Kirui, the 25-year-old, she's a 14:27 performer. Gide, that's the Senbet Gide, 14:23 she ran last year in Rabat, only 21 years old. And then other athletes here looking for that Olympic qualifying time of 15:10. Many of them British athletes. Jessica Judd, sub 2 minute 800 meter runner, a Loughborough student, 24 years old now. Back in a very good form this year. She's got a personal best of 15:31. She's capable of lopping 30 seconds and more off that. Well, the world best is 14:37 by Margaret Kipkemboy. That was in Hengelo at the beginning of June. The meeting record 14:33. The world record is the target, 14:11.15. And let me fill you in on the splits required. It means they need to run an average of 68 seconds per lap. It means they need to run 2:50.2, 2 minutes 50.2 for each kilometre to come home in 14 minutes 11. It's a very, very tough task. It's a strong record. It's been around for just over 11 years now. And the pacemaking duties, therefore, of Natalie Rule of Australia and Winnie Nanyondo and Gloria Kite. Very, very important indeed. They've got to get this one right. We're looking for around 68 seconds per lap. Although I understand, Chris, that Hassan, as she did in that very fast 3000 in California 3 weeks ago, where she ran 8:17, wants to go out a little bit slow. Meters to run. Hassan pushing hard. O'Beary, has she refound her form after that poor run in California 3 weeks ago? Tirop in third. O'Beary kicks hard with 200 meters to run. Going into the final bend. That familiar flailing arm action of hers pulls her 2 or 3 meters clear. Hassan in second place doesn't seem to have any response at the moment. O'Beary looks to have this one in the bag. Tirop comes around the outside of Hassan, and this is a surprise, a big surprise. O'Beary has turned around her season in the space of 3 weeks, strides away here, but Tirop coming back at her. Tirop closing, it's going to be mighty close, but O'Beary takes it there at the line, 2 meters ahead of Tirop, and Hassan beaten into third place. Well, what a turn up for the books. The winning time, 14:20, a new meeting record there. The rest of them crossing the line, very much separated by that final surge after the last 3 or 4 laps initiated by Sifan Hassan. But Helen O'Beary, well, just for the one race in California, her season went off track. Inexplicably poor run from her in Stanford at that Prefontaine meeting on the 30th of June. But today, the 21st of July, exactly 3 weeks later, she looks fabulous. And that is the Helen O'Beary we are familiar with, 14:20.36. And that is the fastest time in the world this year by some 17 seconds. Hassan sets a European record, 14:22.12. It was still a fabulous run by the Dutch athlete, surrounded there by the Kenyans. Look at that strength in depth. Tirop, 14:20, a personal best. Kip Kemboi, Kip Kirui, Chirono, Chebet, Rengaruk. It is astonishing. Rarely will you see a result caption, Chris, that underlines the strength of Kenyan distance running like that one.
Absolutely right, and for a race that looked in the middle section as if it was becoming rather pedestrian, it came alive, didn't it, when Hassan took the initiative. But O'Beary, once she made her mark with 200 to go, it was decisive. And those characteristic flailing arms, they belie a real determination. She had a little look round there, and she could see, I think, at that stage that Hassan had gone. But Tirop still had plenty in reserve here. I think Hassan, in the end, looking rather weary, perhaps, from that world record in Monaco just over a week ago. Tirop still finishing very strongly indeed. That forward lean of Helen O'Beary, taking her over the line. And maybe the freshness that comes with not having raced for 3 weeks since Stanford, maybe that had a factor there, because Hassan looking a little bit race weary there. Still, though, the times were excellent. 14:22 for Hassan is terrific, but O'Beary with a world lead, 14:20, terrific.
And the final kilometre for O'Beary, 2:41. Fabulously quick closing, down to Hassan most of that, but she had no answer to this.
Hier hebben we Helen O'Beary, die de snelste van dit seizoen was tot nog toe. Nog altijd is, misschien kan ze er straks nog wat afhalen. 4 vrouwen die over de 14:30 dit seizoen, en zij zijn allemaal hier de jonge Duitse Rosterhalven. Ze is er ook bij. En dan hebben we de Nederlandse Sifan Hassan, de wereldrecordhoudster op de mijl. En Tirop, we hebben ook nog wat je met Tirop, die uit Kenia komt en ook een van de favorieten op deze 5000 meter. Een heel mooi veld dus, met een aantal outsiders, maar vooral de 4 die we genoemd hebben, die zijn er ook hier de wedstrijd te komen winnen. Die willen het absoluut, de medaillekandidaten ook voor Doha. Alle 4 onder de 14:30 dus. En dat zou het vuurwerk opleveren op deze 5000 meter. 14:20.36. 14:20.36. 14:20.36. 14:20.36. 14:20.36. 14:20.36. 14:20.36. 14:20.36. 14:20.36. 14:20.36. 14:20.36. 14:20.36. 14:20.36. 14:20.36. 14:20.36. 14:20.36. 14:20.36. 14:20.36. 14:20.36. 14:20.36. 14:20.36. 14:20.36. 14:20.36. 14:20.36. 14:20.36. 14:20.36. 14:20.36. 14:20.36. 14:20.36. 14:20.36. 14:20.36. 14:20.36. 14:20.36. 14:20.36. 14:20.36. 14:20.36. 14:20.36. 14:20.36. 14:20.36. 14:20.36. 14:20.36. 14:20.36. 14:20.36. 14:20.36. 14:20.36. 14:20.36. 14:20.36. 14:20.36. 14:20.36. 14:20.36. 14:20.36. 14:20.36. 14:20.36. 14:20.
Iberi then, the world champion and the cross-country champion in second place. Hassan and Klosterhalfen, teammates of course now in Poland under tutelage of Alberto Salazar. These four well clear with 300 to go, but Guide looking very purposeful. Iberi can start to look erratic, and there goes Hassan. Hassan's had enough, the handbrake's off. Now then, will there be a response from Iberi down the back straight with 250 to go? This is decisive. Hassan has not beaten Iberi over 5,000 metres in 4 attempts. This, though, is decisive. And look at Klosterhalfen. She's going to rein in Guide as well. Klosterhalfen fancies this. This could be a 1-2 for Alberto Salazar's stable. Hassan has a little look round into the home straight. Hassan's got this done. Brilliant last week in Zurich. And now into the home straight as the crowd rise. She's blitzed this field apart as Hassan. It's not going to be quick, but what a decisive break in the last 500-600 metres. Brilliant from Hassan. Second place goes to Guide, just coming through to deny Salazar a 1-2. Klosterhalfen in third. 59.70 that last lap. Absolutely outstanding from Sifan Hassan, a double Diamond League champion, 1,500 metres in Zurich last week, and now the 5,000 metre champion for 2019, and Tim, a first ever win over Hellen Iberi over 5,000 metres.
Yeah, and wasn't it comfortable too? A very out of sorts Hellen Iberi tonight, I have to say. I mean, she's normally so fabulously consistent when you think that she won the World Cross Country earlier on this year, and she is strong and fast, but she had no response at all once Hassan kicked away, and she normally has those gears, Iberi herself. Hassan's last lap, as you said, 59.70, and I think she had more in the tank. I mean, let's not forget she won in Zurich last week over 1,500 in 3:57 with a 57 last lap, so there was plenty more there. I mean, she really only kicks away in the last 300, doesn't she? She's well into the last 300 when she lets rip. Little glance over her shoulder there. She looks very smooth indeed, not straining, almost metronomic. And she winds it up, she carries on, clicking it up. One little acceleration after another, but it's very smooth indeed. Another check over her shoulder. She probably can't believe that Iberi's not there. And have a quick look over my right shoulder, I think, just to be doubly sure. But that's a very comfortable win indeed, and that is championship medal winning finishing from Hassan, and she will definitely go to the World Championships as outstanding favourite over 12.5 laps.
Well, this was a thrilling move when she made it from Hassan. Made her decision, obviously premeditated. Guide just couldn't live with it. Klosterhalfen was dragged through at this stage, and Iberi was left for dead. And here she comes, Hassan. As you say, Tim, just that little glance over the shoulder, but she knew that she was clear. And this is all auguring well. Of course, she hasn't formally decided how to double up in Doha. There's talk of her doing perhaps the 15 and the 10,000, which is an unusual doubling up. But Hassan, such range, such versatility, and their confirmation of her second Diamond League title in in 2 weeks. Guide in second place, splitting the Salazar pair. Klosterhalfen coming through in third.
Well, the final kilometre for Hassan there, I got it just outside 2:35, so brilliant finishing. When you think most of that was in the last 300, goodness knows what she could have done tonight if she'd really needed to. But nobody really tested her, frankly. That was as comfortable a win as you'll ever see.